Goals are so important. Also, looking back and seeing what's been going on for the last year is also very important. So I thought it would be a good idea to breach those topics today. Hi, I'm Ellie. I'm a mom of two and under, and like I mentioned, today we're going to be talking about goals, but we're also going to talk about some of the things that happened this year, for me at least, and looking forward, we will talk about goals for 2026. So as we all know, 2025 is wrapping up. I think I'm going to start with kind of an overview of what happened this year. So we started off this year strong with, I decided to create a YouTube channel in January. That would be this YouTube channel. And thank you so much for the people who have subscribed and who watch my channel. I greatly appreciate it. I decided to start this channel, but I did not post very regularly. I posted a few shorts at the beginning of the year, but I knew that was not exactly what I wanted to do. I'm more of a chatty chatterbox, and I don't know when to be quiet and to stop talking. So I thought long form would be a better idea for me. I can't really keep things concise and interesting enough. So I decided to head toward long form, but then there were a few other things that happened. I knew I wanted to have kind of a family focused channel with parenting and motherhood, but I also wanted to protect my family. And so I did a lot of research into, and I kind of went down a rabbit hole with it that kind of paralyzed me for a little while in my creative ability, because I did a lot of research trying to figure out how I could protect my kids while also sharing things that were important to me, which usually had to do with my kids. I mean, I'm a mom first and foremost, and I'm a stay-at-home mom at that. I don't have really anything in my life outside of my kids. So that's what I know about. That's what I am an quote-unquote expert at. And so that's what I wanted my channel to be on. Something else that happened early in the year was my younger daughter was found to have mitopic craniosynostosis. I have a video on my channel about it, and another video will be coming shortly with an update on that, because she's pretty much done with her helmet. At the time of filming this, when this goes up, she will probably not have her helmet anymore. That's exciting news. She had surgery and her helmet all in one year, and her helmet's going to be gone probably at the end of this year. So we're ecstatic about that. But that was very difficult as well to go through and have happen to our daughter, and trying to figure out like if it could have been prevented, which hint, it couldn't have been prevented. It just happens. There was a lot that went into that. So that was kind of crazy. There were other family crises in my extended family that have happened this year. And I mean, also in previous years, a lot has happened this year, and a lot of it I can't really get into for the privacy of my family. I guess another thing that happened was a lot of my friends that I had built in this area had moved away, and that was kind of sad and made me like kind of think about things a lot. And that kind of wraps up my 2025. I know it's really boring, but I will try to cut it down so that it's a little more interesting. And let's get into some goals for 2026. I'm going to go over some personal goals strictly for myself, and then I'm also going to go over some goals that I have for my family, some of which involve my husband, some of them don't. They are all things that I know he values the things that these goals should help with. And then I'll also go over some YouTube goals that I have. I really want to mention that my favorite goal setting framework is SMART goals. I wish I had a whiteboard behind me or something, but I will just put text on the screen right here. This framework is an acronym, SMART, an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So those things help you to be able to have clear and actionable goals that you can track and actually make sure that you're progressing, and not just being like, oh, I feel like I did better. Or have non-specific goals that are like, oh, I want to read more or exercise more, or, you know, whatever. A better goal in that section would be a specific number of books in a year or in a specific time frame. Or if you're talking about the exercise one, exercise, you know, at the gym 3 days a week or whatever. Some great tips for that would be in the book Atomic Habits. Some people say it's overrated. I really like it. My husband really likes it. pretty much, well, a lot of people I talk to really like the Atomic Habits book, but they talk about creating habits around your goals and habits that build in a time for you to do that particular habit. So let's start with personal goals. Speaking of reading, I have been getting back into reading. It used to be such a huge part of my personality and who I was that I kind of felt lost when I could not find a book that I liked or that I wanted to read, or I picked up books that I used to like and I could not get through them. With that identity crisis kind of behind me, I feel like it's important to set a goal for reading. The thing that has gotten me back into reading was listening to books. It's how my husband likes to read. He listens to books more often than he actually picks up a physical book to read. And so I took a page out of that, and while I was doing other things around the house or playing with my kids, I would listen to books sometimes. And that's just been in the last month or two that has come together. But even with that, this year, I will probably finish less than 10 books. I currently have 6 books that I have finished in the whole year. It's embarrassing. Most of them I have listened to. I think I will be able to listen to at least one more book, and I want to finish reading the book that I'm currently reading that's due in a week for the library. So I should be finishing 2 more books before this video goes live or before the end of the year. All that in mind, since I will have been under 10 books for this year, I thought a good goal for next year would be 25 books, which would be 2 to 3 books a month. And now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, maybe I should just round it out to 26 since it's 2026. So we'll do that. It'll be 26 books in the year of 2026. That'll be fun, and I'm excited for that. Hopefully it will be a mix of parenting books. I've read a page of Anxious Generation, and I have heard great things about that book. I want to finish that book. I have a few others as well. Maybe some business books for my YouTube channel. All books count. I want to focus on the actual reading of it, not necessarily the listening. I will count it, but it will be a separate counter. My second goal, I just have no yelling, which is not exactly what I mean. For me, I tend to lose my temper and yell. So I mean emotional yelling where I'm dysregulated, not necessarily trying to stop my kids from running into the street. At that point, I would yell, and I would not fault any mom who did yell in that situation. I would want you to yell. I would probably be yelling for you. So my point is the times where I'm losing my temper and things like that. And it will probably be something along the lines of, I'm trying to figure out how to get this to be measurable and more specific. And that I think will come down to, improvement on my yelling and keeping track of how many times I lose my temper in a day, or how many times I lose my temper in a week, and hopefully eventually it gets to the point where it becomes so irregular that it'll be just from time to time being okay, the last time I lost my temper was 3 weeks ago or whatever. Yeah, I just feel like I can handle my parenting better, and this goal has stemmed from that. My next goal, I'm exhausted all the time, and I stay up to all hours of the morning, and it drives my husband crazy, and I hate the mornings, and I hate myself in the mornings because I do it. So, point is, I want to be better about my mornings, and to do that, I need to be better about my evenings, and that means I need to go to bed earlier. So my goal is to be settled in bed at 10:30. I can read at that point, whether it's a physical book, or this is actually a tablet, but I use it as an e-reader as well. I have my Kindle app on here, and I read my books. That's that goal, and that wraps up my personal section. And now we're going to move on to family and my goals for my family in this section. My very first thing is spending intentional time with the whole family at least once a week. I would prefer games or just playtime as a family, or reading books as a family, or just finding something, or an outing together, going to the zoo or something as a family, I think would be really important for the connections that we build as individuals with other individuals in our family unit, in our familial unit. I can't talk. Familial unit. All right. The second family goal I have is to potty train our second child. So with our first, we started potty training her at 2 years, and actually that's another thing that happened this year. We started and finished potty training our older daughter this year, so that should technically go in the wrap up at the beginning of the video. Next year will be number 2's turn at the end of the year. She will be turning 2 at the tail end of the year, and so we will start potty training her then. I would like to avoid some of the pitfalls that we had with our first, and hopefully have her potty trained by the end of next year. That would half the time it took us to potty train our older daughter fully, like where she is not having constant accidents and things like that, and we can, you know, take her out of the house and do things. Anyway, we could do that like a couple months into potty training. It wasn't really that bad, but she regressed and has recently just gotten to the point where she's back up. And anyway, maybe I'll do a video on potty training and some of the mistakes that we made and some tips that helped us, but that's for another time. Hopefully we can get our second done by the end of the year, and maybe even start night training our older daughter. I don't know if I want to do it at the same time or if I just want to get it done between the two of them. I don't want to night train my younger one at the same time as day training her. I feel like that's a lot. So I'll probably leave that alone. All right, my third family goal is to get me and my girls at least out for a walk or to do something outside of the house every single day. And this is so important because, one, I need to start getting back in shape. Two, my girls behave better when they are able to be out and about and not trapped inside all the time. And three, I parent better. Like, I lose my temper less when we have things going on during the day and I'm not just stuck at home with the kids for days on end. Bad weather is literally one of my worst enemies because of this. So, darn cold weather. All right, now on to the YouTube goals. My very first one will be posting every single week. I'm thinking Saturday, but I might change that depending on how videos perform and, you know, holidays and things. I know around Thanksgiving, I posted 2 videos in like 4 or 5 days, and then didn't post again for like 8 days because it was surrounding a holiday, and a video every week, Saturday. My second goal is I'd like to get 100 subscribers. As of filming this video, have 9 subscribers, and I just started my channel and I'm just now figuring things out that I wish I knew about YouTube and things. My video quality was not very good because I figured out something, and it won't happen again. I just want to grow the channel and I want to get 100 subscribers. So that might mean posting more at the end of the year so I get more potential eyes on my channel. I don't know. We'll see as the year goes on what happens, and we'll find out. All right, and then my third goal for YouTube is I want to learn and apply something new for my channel every single month. So this month, I was learning some editing techniques. Last month, I was honing in on like my titles and thumbnails. The month before that, I was learning consistency. I was also doing titles and thumbnails then too. So every month, I want to learn and apply something new for my channel. I would love it if you leave in the comments goals that you have set for yourself or your family or maybe in your profession. I think it would be an awesome way for us to be able to support each other and learn and grow from each other. In conclusion, I really strongly believe in this 1% better idea. And that, I think, the first time I remember hearing about it was in Atomic Habits, which I mentioned earlier. I just believe that as long as we're continuing to improve, then there's no shame in like making mistakes as long as we're continuing to improve. As soon as we start stagnating, it's really no stagnating, honestly. You're either moving forward or you're moving back. So you have to try to push forward. If you're not trying anymore, you're automatically moving back. It's like trying to go upstream or like wade upstream, swim upstream. You have to keep moving or the stream is going to push you back. I guess that was kind of a negative hue to things, but I just want you to know you can do it. You're a great parent. You're a great entrepreneur, maybe. I don't know what your pain point is that you're thinking of right now, but you are a wonderful person, and I wish you all the best. Make sure you subscribe. I definitely will make sure that I give an update probably at the end of the year for sure, but I might give an update at some point during the year. And if you liked this video, I don't really have anything else like this currently on my channel, but we did mention my daughter's craniosynostosis a little bit, so maybe you would like this video that talks about what exactly that is, and I will see you in another video of mine. Bye!